All right, here we are. So we are on part 8 of this lesson, and let's see what we're going to do. We need to build out team and franchise. So far we've completed our endpoints for hero, power, and species. So if I pull my browser up, come over here. Do I have this baby running? I believe I do. I do not. npm run dev. Okay, now I'm gonna port is up. Localhost 3000/API. So we have heroes. We need to do franchise. We have powers, and we have species, and we need to do team. So those are the endpoints that we need to build out. So let's go ahead and get started with that. All right. So let's I need to make a species. Well, I need to make a franchise. We'll start there. I need to make a franchise routes and a franchise DAO. So I'm going to do that from my terminal. So I'm going to say touch app / routes / API / franchise routes.js. And I'm going to say touch app / daos / API / franchise DAO.js. All right. And there goes franchise routes and franchise DAO. So let's start off in franchise DAO. And for franchise DAO, we're just going to add one method to this object, and it's just going to be to find the heroes by a particular franchise. So, like you click on Marvel and it'll display the heroes that are in Marvel. Oh, you're going to give me a hard time with this. I don't want to ask the Copilot a thing. Okay. Conscon require same thing, config / db config. I was talking with a fellow developer yesterday, and we were talking about the use of AI in coding, and he shares the same sentiments as I, in that JDev has no business really touching AI when it comes to coding. He said, now you can, get a lot of the, basic stuff done, but once you give your mind over to AI, it's curtains for you. You'll forget how to do all this stuff, and that's what I believe. I believe, we've been given certain powers, and when we relinquish those powers to other beings, be they artificial or human official, yeah, we lose it. So anyways, that's my thoughts on that. All right, so here we got conscon is require config / db config, and then const franchise DAO, and we're going to export franchise DAO. And we got this one property where we just say the table is franchise, and now we're going to write this one method, which is going to find heroes by franchise. That's what I'm going to name it. This takes a response, takes a table, and takes the franchise. And what I'm essentially going to do for this one is the same thing that I did for species. I just need to change some stuff up. So follow along. I'm going to come over here to my species DAO and that find heroes by species. I'm just going to grab this con.execute method along with the query and the callback function. And I'm going to drop that off in franchise DAO. Where'd you go, franchise DAO? Did I not put that in franchise DAO? Let's see. Ooh, I put that stuff in franchise routes. Okay, so I'm just going to come over here. This is in franchise routes in the wrong place. I'm going to go ahead and paste this. I'm going to clean this up because, yeah, this is in the wrong file. So I'm going to go ahead and fix it here and then move it to the correct place. So here where f.franchise, I'm sitting here rambling on about my concerns with AI, but see, I'm paying attention to what I'm doing, kind of, sort of, because I caught that error, whereas AI would not. Anyways, all right, so select blah, 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 where franchise is either franchise or by hero ID, all that's good. This looks good. So now what I'm going to do, now that I have all this, I'm going to select this whole thing, and I need to cut this out. And I need to put that in franchise DAO. So if yours is already in franchise DAO, you're good to go. But as for me, mine was in the wrong place. All right, and so there we go. So there's franchise DAO. It's completed. The next thing I need to do is go to my DAO.js. And down here, I can say const franchise DAO. It's going to get spread out DAO common. And then require /API/franchise DAO. Just do a check real quick, and I hover over franchise DAO, and it lets me know that, yeah, I got table, I got find heroes by franchise, so it lets me know I've got all this stuff correct. And in my module.exports, I'm going to export franchise DAO. Again, you can see now that as we create more endpoints, they're essentially done the same way. We want to keep this uniformity, this consistency with the way we're structuring these things. That makes the work easier for us. Okay, and now I got that. Now I go to franchise routes. And here in franchise routes, I'm going to say const express. It's going to get require express. I'm going to say const router. It's going to get express.router. Module.exports. We're going to export router. Now that I got that, I need to get access to their franchise DAO. So I'm going to say const. And here again, we are destructuring that that object that we've exported. So franchise DAO. I'm going to name it DAO. And that's going to be require. Going to DAOs and DAO. There we go. Now we can write our methods. So this is right here. This route is localhost :3000/API/franchise. That's where we are. So our first method is going to be router.get, just a slash, takes request and response as an argument. And then we're going to run DAO.findAll take the response in dao.table. And then I'm going to do my find by ID. So router.get, and this will be :ID. Takes a request and response. And this will be DAO.find by ID. Takes a response, DAO.table, and request.params.id. And again, I always make sure that find by ID, I put that one at the very bottom. Now let's do our count. Router.get/count. Takes request and response. DAO.countAll. That takes a response in DAO.table. And lastly, we'll do the one where we get the actual franchise. So I'm going to say, well, we get the heroes by franchise. I'm going to say router.get. And this would be, I'll say franchise. Well, I'll just do fran / and then pass in franchise. Again, that takes a request and response. DAO.find heroes by franchise. We take the response, we DAO.table, and request.params.franchise. Those are the methods, and you see they look very similar to the ones we have from species because we want it to behave essentially in the same way. Okay, so now I got that. My franchise routes is done. So I need to go to my router.js, and we have everything already set up. All I need to do is add franchise as a string. Make sure I spell it correctly. Add that to my endpoints array. And now it should work. Come over here and refresh. Click on franchise. There goes all my franchises. Cool. And I'm going to say /fran/DC. And there go all of the heroes that are DC heroes. Cool. It works. All right. And now let's do team. So we have a team DAO. We have team routes. So let's go to team DAO. Did I make a team DAO? I didn't make one yet. So come over here to my terminal. Touch app /routes/API/team routes.js. Touch app /daos/API/team DAO.js. That's the thing, like I really like about using Express in Node. Its uniformity. It's very scalable, as you can see here. We could have done one endpoint. We can do 1,000 endpoints, and the code itself is pretty boilerplate. And we can just make custom queries as we need to, depending on what we want to do. But as far as the overall structure of it, it's all the same. Okay, so let's come over here in Team DAO, and I am in Team DAO this time. I'm going to say const con gets require, Go to my config and then db config. Const team DAO. It's going to get an object. Then module.exports team DAO. And so in this query, well, I'm sorry, rather in this object here, we do want to include the team as our table. So table team. And then what we want to do is we just want to find the heroes by the team. So if I click on Avengers, it'll pull up every character that was an Avenger at some point, which is like every single character in Marvel, pretty much. Oh, just make them all Avengers. All right, so let's find heroes by team. That's what I'm going to name this one. If you got a better name for it, by all means use it. It's going to take a response, it's going to take a table, and it's going to take the team. And here you go, con.execute. And so we're going to select, I'm going to write this one out, h.hero_id, h.hero_name, h.first, h.first_name, h.last_name, h.alias, f.franchise, s.species, h.place of origin, h.first app, h.alignment, h.image URL. Got all that. I'm going to say from hero H. And again, if you want to substitute all of these H's for table, you're free to do that if you want to. So here we go. From hero H, I'm going to join franchise F using franchise ID. Join species S using species ID. And we're going to join hero to team. So we need to use our pivot table that we built, hero to team, HT on h.hero_id is equal to ht.hero_id. Join team T on ht.team_id is equal to t.team_id, where t.team is equal to, and here we pass in team, order by t.team, not treem, order by team ID, semicolon. So that's going to be our query. We get all that data for the hero. We're going to join them to the hero to team table, and then join the hero to team table to the team table, where the team is equal to whatever particular team, you know, Fantastic Four, Legion of Doom, Suicide Squad, what have you, and then order by the team ID. There we go. Don't forget your semicolon inside your query, and then the comma on the outside. Now we need our callback function. Again, we take the error in rows, And I want you to know, like, I have tried to write this particular callback function in a method, well, as a standalone function, where, well, write it as a module actually, and then try to import it. And I can't get it to work for some reason. I need to work on that and see what I'm doing wrong, but it won't do what I want it to do. Anyway, here we go. We take the error and we take the rows and say if there's no error, because I do get tired of writing this over and over again. If there's no error, what am I doing? Let's see, take the error and rows. Oh, I don't need that arrow right there. That's what. If there's no error, then if rows.length is equal to 1, then what we're going to do, we're going to response.json, spread out the rows. We all should be having nightmares of this by now. Else response.json, the rows. And then right here, else console.log DAO error, pass in the table. Oh, yeah, I'll fix that up because I want to use backticks instead of quotes. Then pass in the error. And I believe that's the only. Oh, I see. Thank you. Join. All right. So there we go. And I think this is the only one that we'll have for this. I mean, you could obviously, again, you can write more methods, right? If you want to. Because we got we select all the heroes by team. What we didn't add for the teams in the teams tables, like I guess a team rival. So for instance, like the Justice League and their rival is the Legion of Doom. The Avengers rival is just regular people. Or what was in the Age of Ultron? What the country did they destroy? Yeah, had them lifted off of the earth. They had that whole town. Yeah, just went and destroyed everything. That'd be their rival. Anyways, you can do more if you want to. That's all I got for this one for right now. We will come back and revisit these DAOs later. Because right now all we're doing is just get methods at this point. We haven't done anything with patch or post. I always like to do the get methods first. So here we go. We got our team DAO looking good. It's done. Then we go to our DAO.js. Const team DAO is going to get this object, and we spread out the DAO comment, and then spread out require. Oh, sorry, it's one dot API / team DAO. So it looks just like all the other ones. And then we're going to add it to our exports here. Team DAO. That's good to go. Then we go to team routes. Here I am in team routes. Const express. Just going to get require express. Const router is going to get express.router. And I wonder, I bet I could do this. Hold on. Let me test this out first. Module.exports. I'm gonna come back to this real quick. Module.exports router. So if I say And again, we're team now. So if I say router.get, so it'd be a slash, takes a request and a response. And this would be DAO dot. Oh, I need the DAO, don't I? Const team DAO. Again, that's another good thing about using Express is like if you get an error, kind of figure out what the error is because it's the same thing every single time. Require, go to DAOs and then DAO. There we go. So I can say DAO.find all, take a response, and DAO.table. All right, cool. So I'm going to test something out real quick before I finish up my team routes. So if I come back over here, refresh, click on team. Can I get API team? Because I did not add it here in my endpoints. Again, it's the same thing over and over again. So we get an error. You know where to find it. Okay, so there goes team. Cool. Now I'm going to try something inside of my team routes. I bet I can do this right here. I'm going to remove that. I'm going to say const router gets require express dot router. I wonder if this works. If it doesn't, oh well, I tried and it does work. Cool. So I could do this in one line like so because I'm importing the Express library and then I'm adding the router from it. So, and I'm doing that all on one line instead of writing const express gets express and then router gives express.router. I could do all that in one line. Now, here it's okay for me to do this because the only thing that I'm using from Express is that router object. However, if I needed more stuff, if you will, from Express, then I would want to import the entire Express dependency and just pick the pieces as I need them. But for this right here, because that's all that I'm getting from Express, I could do this on one line like so, and that'll work just fine. All right, so now I got that. Let me finish this. So router.get, let's do the ID, takes request and response, and DAO dot find by ID, takes response, takes a DAO dot table, and then request dot params dot ID. Do my count. Dot get, and then count. Takes a request and response. DAO dot count all. Response DAO dot table. And then the last one where we want the team. So router.get, let's say team slash, and then colon team. Takes request and response. That's going to be DAO dot find heroes by team. Takes response, DAO dot table, and request dot params dot team. Got all those. I'm going to come back to this. Let me refresh this. If I say team, and then here we have quarter vowels already up there, and looks like we got some hang up somewhere. And it's something with our query. You have an error in your SQL syntax near use of owls. And I think I know what it is. So let's go back to team DAO. And here in team DAO, remember we need to put this where team is equal to team. This needs to be in quotes to make sure that this is in quotes so it gets the entire team name. And now when I look at it, there goes the Court of Owls. Cool. So it works. Awesome. So go back and look through the videos, pause it where you need to, check your code to make sure that it matches up with mine. It could be something as simple as you put a comma where you needed a period, or you transpose the letter. It could be something as simple as that. Go back and again check in the video to see where you made an error, or follow along with me. The errors I make will have you check and make sure that you clean those up. And so that is it for our API. We have all, was it 5 endpoints are done where we pull up all the data that we have. And so now that we got that, we're ready to start building out our templates for the pages. So this should be fun. We're going to do that on the next video, not this one. So subscribe, like, comment, share. What else can you do? Whatever else you could do with these, thumbnail it. Well, not thumbnail it. Save it somewhere, you use this material if you need to, if you want to. And we'll get to the next part of this lesson in the next video.